life just isn't all about the calories. I've been bulking for over a year now because I've always struggled to gain weight. And you may think that's because I have never really decided, at least in the past year or so, to eat a lot of junk food and sugar and stuff like that. And I may have been able to gain like 10 kilograms in the span of 3 months when I started bulking, like at the start of the last school year in September. I could have been able to make an insane amount of progress. But the problem is that while I would have made that progress by being in a very good calorie surplus, by eating like junk food that contains a lot of calories, is very energy dense, but not very nutritionally dense, I would have made a lot of bulking progress. But I think I've made quite a bit of bulking progress now as we speak as well. I used to be around 45 kilograms, 40 kilograms, that kind of age range, and severely underweight like a year and a half ago. And I think I've made considerably good progress there. I'm in the sort of 60 kgs now, which is a healthy weight for my age and height, etc., etc. And I'm happy with where I'm at, and I'm going to continue to probably just eat a lot of food because I know that that's good for muscle building. I don't mind having 4 or 5 sort of meal portions a day. If that means that I don't have to eat like one like Domino's pizza or a couple of burger meals, etc., etc. If I have to eat more healthy food, then I don't mind that because I know that the benefits that this kind of diet not only has on a clean bulk, but has on every other aspect of your life as well. If you compare 2 people who are bulking, right? One decided to go on a 9-month clean bulk. They wanted to just gain 10 kilograms of, maybe 15 kilograms of weight. And the other person who was doing the dirty bulk wanted to gain 15 kilograms of weight in only around 4 months. That is quite a mammoth task. Maybe even the clean bulking guy wanted to gain 15 kilograms in a year. That is considerable progress. But the other guy wanted to do it in 4 to 5 months. Compare the quality of life of the two by the time the 5th month comes around. This guy has gained 15 kilograms, 30 pounds around on an average in 5 months. That is a lot of weight suddenly being put onto your body. That's going to really decrease your quality of life. And there are other things that fast food does to the body that calories don't tell you. They're not nutritionally dense at all, so you don't get the right amount of nutrients inside of your body to actually be able to function like a normal human being. You'll be lethargic because you're eating a lot of processed carbs, and that just screws with your brain in so many ways. You're actually just going to be unhealthier. You may look bigger, bulkier. That's great for like social validation, but you inside doesn't feel too good because you are objectively an unhealthier person. It doesn't matter how you look. You are objectively unhealthier because of the food you eat. You eat food every day, and you have for every day of the last, I don't know how many years you've been alive. I mean, some people fast and stuff, but for the majority of people, you eat every single day. Your food makes up your entire existence as a physical, tangible being. And so making that food somewhat like good for you and nutritious is like a good thing. It seems quite obvious. I mean, it's fine if you want to put on a little bit of weight quickly, but not like too quickly. If you just have like an 80-20 sort of balance, you have 80% healthy food, you have 80% healthy food and 20% unhealthy food. That's fine. If you want to have a pudding once a week, and you're trying to bulk, then that's good. If you're trying to cut and you're doing that, then that's also just going to hinder your ability. But I'm also going to get onto why some people cutting, eating junk food and being on a calorie deficit while still looking in good shape has its drawbacks as well. You can be cutting, let's just use an average. Most people burn 2,500 calories a day, right? I mean, some people who are active, it's going to be around 3,000. Maybe it's like 2,000, 2,500, but you know what I'm kind of saying by that. Depends on if you're sedentary or you're active and you do exercise or you have time for that kind of stuff, etc., etc. If you are in a calorie deficit and someone, for instance, they have the same calorie deficit, 2,700 to 3,000, they're both pretty active people. One of them, like 80% of their calories are from junk food, but the other one, only 20% is from junk food, then which one do you think is going to have a better quality of life? The same things apply. Your brain will be less able to actually function. You will be lethargic, slow, your decision-making will be impaired considerably if you are the person who has 80% junk food, 20% healthy food. That's not a good balance, because you won't be able to, while you may be losing weight, you won't be physically fit because your body doesn't have the nutrients to actually be able to do intense exercise. Who do you think, even though they may look the same, the one who is on 80% healthy food will be stronger in the gym because their body has the capacity to be able to make more things from all the vitamins which help it to do these processes, and so they will get stronger. And while if we consider that physically, tangibly, they will always look the same no matter what, that is a constant and that can never change. Just philosophically, hypothetically, whatever you want to say, just say that that is always going to be the same. The one who has 80% healthy food will live a longer and better life. So calories just isn't everything. You will lose weight. You may make some tangible physical progress, but remember that that isn't everything, and you have to consider how your body feels, how your brain feels. If I ever have some sort of pudding or something, I mean, sometimes I have been like 100 to 0, 100% healthy food, 0% unhealthy food at points in my life, but I have like gone 80-20 now. Sort of, I have pudding maybe once every 2 weeks or something like that. Every single time I have that pudding, like it does have a noticeable effect on my brain power. I feel lethargic. I'll be sitting down and almost unnoticeably, my head, I'll be hunched, and like I'll catch myself like mouth breathing, like my mouth will be just dropped open because my muscles will just not be working and I won't be able to have the capacity to close my mouth. And you just look lethargic. That's what this stuff does to you. But if you follow 80-20 in the good, right, not necessarily righteous, but if you follow it in the direction that's going to benefit your health and quality of life, then that is perfect. I really just don't think that you should necessarily just follow calories like it is a very good marker, because while it will help you gain/lose weight, there are other aspects of your life other than that. It seems very, very obvious. Think of something like intermittent fasting, right? It's said to be a very good productivity tactic because digesting food, having all that stuff in your bloodstream can have a toll on the body, understandably so. If you have a big meal, you would have had things like food comas where you just feel, even if it's not necessarily sugary, you will feel like lethargic because your body has to put loads of energy into digesting and absorbing that food. So intermittent fasting, people use that so they can get a lot of work done before they have their first meal. That's not great for bulking. So I personally haven't like really tried that very, very often. I've done it a few times in the summer and stuff when I'd record in the mornings and then have breakfast. And it has, I can't really say because I haven't probably done it enough to give a genuine verdict on it for the people that are watching this video. But I can understand why people would do it. But it's the whole thing that calories aren't everything. That stuff affects your ability to do things. The food that you eat, even if I guess it kind of doesn't matter, because if you eat a lot, obviously fast food, processed food is harder to digest and absorb and do things for your body to actually do things and utilize. So of course that's going to have a more of a lethargic effect on you as a human being. So you've got to think about your brain power and your body's ability to just function optimally, rather than just if you have nice abs or you look big and bulky, or you just, you kind of understand what I'm saying. Value the actual nutritional value of foods rather than calories, because while I don't really track my calories, to be honest, but I still feel like I'm going to make progress in a long-term bulk, no matter if I don't track my calories. There's going to be days where I've had to skip a meal and I'm going to be in a deficit, but there's going to be days where I've had a lot to eat for dinner and I've still had all the other meals that I've had in my day, and it's going to be in like quite a big surplus. And of course, then I'm going to like have to digest that food. It's going to feel like lethargic, but because it's I would have had a big meal, but the meal would have been quite a normal, healthy meal. But if it was a chicken kebab or something that's been processed, has loads of chemicals, I'm going to feel tired and lethargic, even if I have just a little bit, because that's such a hard thing to digest and absorb. But yeah, I hope you kind of understand where I'm coming from on this. I recommend subscribing because I like this community of young tribal people who are willing to improve themselves so much more than they already have, and good luck.